Hi guys, what's up? So I've moved here while my phone charges on my computer up tops there. I hope this is cool. You know, I'm in so much pain. I'm in so much pain. Before I continue with the topic that I was talking about, I'm in so much pain. And with all of the pain that I'm feeling in my heart, I go to God and I keep asking him to take me home, as in end my life. And every time I pray that prayer, and I've prayed it so many times, I see Elijah when Jezebel had just said to him, "May the gods deal with me ever so severely if by this time tomorrow Elijah is not dead." This is a horrific and wicked woman that caused even the most pious man in the land to tremble and ask God to take his life. That is the power of a wicked woman. That is, now understand, Elijah had just performed the miracle on Mount Carmel. He achieved to do something that the prophets of Baal in their numbers were not able to fulfill. They could not bring fire down from heaven. They cut themselves until they got exasperated. He was able to stop rain for 3.5 years in Israel. He had performed signs and wonders, miracles. He had done essentially really well for heaven. He had proven that God is God, because he said on Mount Carmel that if God be God, serve God, but if Baal be God, serve Baal. Elijah had essentially given the people of God signs and wonders, and yet a very powerful, however very negatively so, woman caused such a mighty warrior for Christ to whimper into the wilderness and ask for God to kill him because he feared the Lord too much to do it himself, to commit suicide. I am sitting where I'm sitting right now, having begged God for years to end my life, because just like Elijah, I can't kill myself. I fear the Lord. I believe the Bible. I thoroughly comprehend that scripture where it is written that it is who endures to the end that will be saved. As if I kill myself, that's not endurance, so I won't be saved. The Bible makes it clear that our redemption is made complete at death. He seals our redemption in eternity. When we are here on earth, our salvation is being worked out with fear and trembling. And so only when we breathe our last is our redemption sealed. To seal something is to have somebody seal your redemption, is to have somebody stand outside of you and seal you with redemption, is to put a seal on you, to finalize your redemption. About a week and a half ago, or maybe just a week, I had a vision just as I was coming out of sleep of this small angel. It was tiny, it was flying. It looked about the size of, like it was small. It looked, like the size of these angels that are drawn by people who depict Cupid, cherubs. It had that size. It was kind of tiny, but it was an angel. It was bright. It was glowing. It had a halo on it, I guess. Well, I don't think angels have actual halos, but I guess that one had one in my dream. And this angel was flying around like a bee. Like a bee. You know how a bee's like very quickly pollinating flowers, going from flower to flower to flower, and it's very busy. And this angel, very fast, quickly, like the wings, I told you it had wings, were fluttering super fast, and it was on a directive, right? And it flew into my environment where I'm sleeping here, this bed, this place that I'm shacked in, and quickly drove on my forehead. I couldn't feel it. You would imagine something like that would hurt. Like with its thumb, right? With the angel's thumb, there was like a seal. You know, seals that you used to back in the day to close up a letter, they would seal it with that waxy reddish stuff that looks like candle wax and put a stamp of like that company's letterhead or whatever on it, something like that. But this waxy substance was on the angel's finger, like thumb, and it buzzed very quickly, came into my space and drove this thing on my forehead, like as in pressed it in. And it not only went on my forehead, but it went in, like grooving in, and I was left with like a stamp, like a seal on my forehead that was gold in color. And this angel rocked up. This vision literally lasted for something like 30 seconds. It wasn't even that long. But the details, I guess, are worthy to describe in a lengthy period of time. It like stamped this thing into my forehead while I'm sitting down upward, 90-degree angle on the bed. And it was this golden glowing seal that grooved into my forehead. And then the angel left, and it was just left there glowing, like wing, 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 wing. It didn't feel painful. at all. And then the angel left, and I had a thorough understanding that it was going from house to house where people needed to be sealed, that indeed, had to be sealed, that had given, that consecrated themselves to Christ. And that it happened during a time when I was just languishing. Every time when I wake up, my heart is just broken, guys. Broken because of my life conditions, right? So I'm in a lot of pain, and as soon as I got out from that pain, I was in bed in that heavy amount of pain, having recalled wicked dreams concerning what the occult is doing and what have you, the first thing that I had was that vision and that angel buzzing around, grooving a seal on my forehead and going fast, house to house. And the Lord, I asked him, I was like, whoa, what was that about, right? And he said, or at least what I imagine, he confirmed that I am gathering the harvest. I am reaping the saints. I am sealing their redemption. Those that will be caught up, I'm sealing them. So that when the trumpet blast goes, that seal that is on them will be what responds to the trumpet blast, and so gets magnetized into the sky in the rapture. And I remember thinking, is it that close then, God? It's to a point where your angels, it was a lower order angel. That's why it was so small. I understood it to be a lower order angel, right? It was tiny. All it was doing was just impressing a seal on foreheads of people on the ground. I was like, is it really that close to the rapture? Because I am currently so devastated and so brokenhearted, and my life is going nowhere. I'm stranded. I'm stuck. I just come out of Dikeledi now. Now, as I speak to you guys, I wake up heavied and encircled by people that are very mean to me, and I am going nowhere. I work so hard and I'm going nowhere, and every morning is just a drag. And I don't know what to believe. I don't know whether the rapture is taking me out of here, or if I'm gonna get my life back, my YouTube channel is gonna grow, and I'm gonna be able to make some kind of a decent salary or have some kind of a semblance of a normal life. And when I woke up with those thoughts running in my mind, I had a vision of that angel sealing me, evidencing that our redemption is given us by Christ. He's the one that justifies. He's the one that glorifies after justifying. That whole justification process is indeed just that, a process. And the sealing of our redemption is a finality at death and or the rapture. So we have to, in the run-up to, work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. So the striving to enter into heaven is the striving to essentially, ultimately get that final redemption. And so where I find myself right now on this side of eternity is a place that I desperately don't want to be in, but I feel stranded in it given that my redemption has yet to be completed. Let's move on to the next part.